Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 66 for May 26, 2024. We are in the midst of the Ultra Member submissions, which are guaranteed to be watched every week. If you become an Ultra Member today, please consider it. And let's see what people have. 23 video game covers. This is a 17-minute video, so we're probably not going to watch the whole thing. How about we just fast forward to when the video game covers are being played, rather than the setup. Here we go. If I can recognize them.
This whole thing is supposed to be kind of like a Thelonious Monk inside the head of Thelonious Monk. Hence all the sharp 11 chords.
The AI takeover is complete. I wonder what game this is.
85.
Very jazzy, snazzy, right? I like it, but I don't know what the hell game this is.
And back to the and then come down at 102. Crescendo.
That looks like a fighting game. Are those not the real games that they're showing up there? What are they showing on the screen?
Bring in the upright for that.
I don't know what they're showing on the screen when he's playing.
So
actually,
the Subito piano at 179.
Yeah. If we fast forward, will it actually say when he's playing certain songs? 'Cause I don't recognize that one, so let's just start here. Oh, here we go. It's gonna tell you now. Here we go. This is what I wanted. I wanted to tell me what he was playing.
Victory. I'm probably gonna give you 3-4 because it'll be like, and Carolina Rabassa. Great.
Overwatch victory theme. Very snazzy. Yeah, it's snazzy to hear it with them playing it.
Welcome to the third annual Bit Awards. My name is Carolina Rabassa, and I will be your hostess for the evening.
Moving on, SimCity.
The present tabletop game of the year is
Hey everyone, remember when Overwatch was pertinent? Didn't last very long. It was only like 3 years.
to the stage. Our first presenter of the evening,
So I'll have my hands on the flute.
Arda.
So and so.
SimCity.
All right, Age of Empires. Victory themes are when people actually win awards. So he'll be over there. He'll say, and the winner is, and yeah, definitely. Age of Empire, or whatever the game is.
Gladius? What the hell is Gladius? What video game is Gladius? I've never even heard of it. That's gotta be cool.
All right, so this one.
So he's directing all the music at an award show. That's neat. He's directing all the music at an award show, and he gets to pick what themes to play for the winners of the awards. So it could be any game, and he's just doing various different games. That's really neat, actually. I like that.
It's just like straight up hip hop. And please welcome Pete Vigent. Pete Vigent.
GTA 5's intro. Oh, that's cool.
All right, so life goes on. You're gonna see a lot of Persona 5 music in here. The whole
Yeah, because
soundtrack,
Persona
man.
5
So
sounds
good.
just like this.
Presenting game of the year, please welcome to the stage.
And it's straight eighths. Do, 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 do. 3.
Wow, that's awesome.
When I have all these instruments on, sometimes it's hard to get a big one. So just be looking for it.
Do I have a full bar of just me, or is that you too?
It's all of us. And the winners are King of the Hat.
King of the Hat.
Thank you. This is really it's a great honor to receive this award.
Did you guys play this game?
No.
Chrono Trigger? Yeah, it's like an all jazz fusion soundtrack.
Chrono
from,
Trigger!
Like 1992.
Please welcome to the stage a rising pixel
There we go.
action honoree, Caroline Murphy.
3. I don't know.
Nice. Lucas theme.
Travel agency. Did you guys listen to this one?
Yeah, this is.
Isn't this a sick tune?
It's strange.
This is the theme of a business person in this game, and the person who's our featured speaker
Please welcome to the stage the executive director
is like a super CEO of IGDA.
of the IGDA and our game changer honoree, Jen McClain.
Pay special attention to full-length quarter notes. 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work.
Nice. Yeah.
The tagline of civilization was build an empire that stands the test of time. Jen has certainly built
I'm assuming this is the bid awards. It's probably like indie games, smaller end games, right? Let's just fast forward. I'm not gonna watch the whole video, but let's fast forward a little bit further, maybe to around here. Ooh, Final Fantasy VII. Oh my, One Winged Angel. Beatles. The Beatles.
All right. Win theme from Persona 4.
Nice.
Measure 10. Can I get everyone to do a 3, 4? Da, 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 da.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's do Amsterdam. You have a full bar pickup. Who has the pickup bar?
I have a full picture.
Anybody else?
Drunk Phil.
Okay. Okay. Applause. Applause. Applause.
That's gonna be an awesome job, man. You're first of all, you're already a musician. You get to make art. It's something beautiful that everyone enjoys. Then, since you're in charge of the music of the award show, you get to be creative and pick the tracks you think fit what's going on in the show at that time. So even though the feature is what's going on over there on the stage, you're as much a part of the show as anyone else. The music is very important to the show to keep it flowing, to make it exciting, and to be pertinent, right? Like, that is so cool. That's got to be like a dream job for a musician. Someone just said, Global Citizens probably doesn't pay well, though. I mean, let's be honest here. Do you think that any of the jobs that these guys do pay well? That's the problem. Some of the most creative people on this planet, they're not the ones who get the big bucks. It's the fucking moron in the boardroom, right? That's the guy who gets paid the big bucks for some fucking reason. Anyway, that's a really good video. It's a little long. I'm not going to watch all of it. I really like that. This guy is great. I'd like to hear more from this Adam Neely. This is 5 years old, but this is super good, right? Okay. Up next is a video that I kind of felt like was going to get submitted this week. Let's just lay the groundwork for this one, folks. It was only, what, 2 weeks ago that I watched a video of Nick Rekieta, the internet lawyer on YouTube and Rumble and other places, I think, who basically is having I guess he's having a personal life meltdown, all right? And he's been streaming himself completely drunk and saying really awful things, and I reacted to a video about this like 2-3 weeks ago on this very show. Well, as a follow-up, he's been arrested, all right, for drugs and firearm possession while having drugs or being under the influence, something like that. And someone submitted this video for me to watch. They said to start at the 5-minute mark, so I will. I don't know exactly what this is going to be. Let's go to the supposedly to the 5-minute mark. Apparently, this guy is another internet lawyer friend, or used to be like associated with Nick, but they basically like stopped doing anything together or something, as I guess this guy has had his big downfall or something. So I guess they said 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. We'll start here.
Last night in jail. This can be changed, and I think it will be. But until he changes that stance, I think he's not come around to the reality that he's currently in. All right, let's go to it. Let's go to it, and you'll see what I mean.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to go on the record. Before we do, a couple rules this morning, giving the amount of observers. First, you are to turn off your device so you are muted, and turn off your video camera. Second of all, there have been requests to record this proceeding, those requests are denied. The rules,
Oh God,
general rules of practice
That's
prohibit
terrible.
any recording other than the official record.
they really haven't gotten any of this stuff figured out, have they? It's 2024. I mean, my bankruptcy proceeding was in the year 2020, and they allowed anyone to call into the call and lie about who they were, and it was really messed up. Like, there's no security or anything. Here you got people who are like observers are coming in. Ding, 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 ding. Dude, this is supposed to be a court proceeding, right? Or an arraignment or something. What the fuck is this? Can you shut that fucking notice off? Like, what is going on? Is there anyone in charge? It's supposed to be like super important legal shit. Why is no one like controlling the situation? Ding, 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 ding. It's going to sound like you're at a grocery store. Someone coming through the front door 100 times, right?
Of the judicial branch, which is recorded by a certified court reporter. I imagine that transcripts.
Also, I do wonder, why is this over the internet? Like, everything today is gone back to normal since COVID, right? So why is this being done over the internet like this? I wonder if there's a particular reason. I don't know where this is located. So
can be available. That's under General Rule of Practice 42 or 4.02, Subdivision 5 at Prin 5. I need to tell everyone that a violation of that rule would could lead to contempt proceedings. We are on the record in 34 CR 24.
For the record, I have an email.
And Madam Clerk, if you can disable that the buzzing or bell noise each time.
They're not going to
joins
disable
us,
that, are they?
Court would appreciate.
They're going to leave that shit on.
This is the state of Minnesota versus Nicholas Robert Rekieta. Am I saying that correctly? You've told me before.
Yes, sir, Rekieta.
I have your date of birth is December 16, 1981.
Yes, sir.
Currently reside at 12291.
Wow. So wait a minute. They said his whole public address? They doxed him? Now, I'm assuming he's already been doxed, right? Because that's fucked up to say his address. They said the number, and then they blocked it after he already said the number. What is that? Do you see what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a professional proceeding, and this is how they operate? Just dox the fucking guy? What the fuck?
Okay. Your appearance today is based on 3 counts to a complaint order for detention. The record should reflect that Alex Kornahachi appears for the state of Minnesota. Mr. Rekieta, you are self-representing yourself at this point?
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
Okay.
He's self-representing? What? He got arrested for a drug and a firearm charge, and he is self-representing himself. Well, all I have to say about that is it's got to be a money issue, right? But he could have got a public defender. Maybe he feels the public defender system sucks. But why in the holy hell? Why would he be defending it? That is an awful idea. Really. That is a terrible, awful idea.
Okay. Count 1 is second-degree possession, 25 grams or more of cocaine or methamphetamine. This is in violation of Minnesota Statute 152.022, Subdivision 2, Prin A, Prin 1. The maximum sentence for that count is 25 years in prison and or a $500,000 fine.
So it was what? Crystal meth? That's what he said, crystal meth, methamphetamines?
Count 2 is possession of ammunition or any firearm with the user of controlled substances. This is a gross misdemeanor, so the maximum sentence is 364 days in the Candiwai County Jail and or a
So he had meth and he had a gun on him when he had the meth. The problem isn't that he had the gun. The problem is he had a firearm when he was in possession of the meth. That's the misdemeanor. Okay.
$3,000 fine. Count 3, endangerment of a child when present with a sale or possession of a controlled substance. Again, a gross misdemeanor.
Oh, his kid was in the house too? Oh, man, with the drugs? Oh, man.
Maxims.
Roll your coke out, Nick, and kill yourself, you stupid motherfucker.
Wow.
I'm going to warn everyone again, this is a court proceeding.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable. Why is this allowed in a court proceeding? This is a court proceeding. It should be under control. These people are supposed to be fucking professionals, and this is what they allow to happen in the court proceeding. That's fine, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to warn you. No, don't warn. If you don't have it under control, you stop the court proceeding until you have someone competent who works for you to run it. This is a shit show. This is a joke. People can call in and say shit like that in his court proceeding. Right now, I'm not kidding you. These people should all be fired who are involved in this right now. That should be immediately, because that happened. Immediately, they all should be fired. Everyone involved. That's completely unprofessional. That should not be allowed to happen at all.
If you were in a courtroom with me, I would remove you. So, any violation of that will be removed. Ms. Block?
Judge, I just disabled people the ability to unmute themselves, so I will work to unmute people as they need to speak to the court this morning.
All right, thank you. Aside from Mr. Rekieta and Mr. Kornahachi, no one needs to at this point. Lastly, I think I was saying that the count 3 gross misdemeanor has a maximum sentence of 364 days and or a $3,000 fine. Mr. Rekieta, you understand what you've been charged with? And second question, the maximum sentences associated with each count?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I don't mean to insult your intelligence given you are an attorney, but it's important that I know that you understand your rights here. First of all, you are presumed to be not guilty of these charges. It is the state, not you, that has to prove what has been alleged in the complaint with evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to trial by jury. All members of the jury would have to agree that the state had met its burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt before you could be convicted. You have a right to counsel. You have a right to represent yourself, of course.
What I'm curious, so I don't know anything about what happened. I just know he got arrested. So I'm assuming this must have been found in his house. They found him in possession of these drugs. There's no way he's driving around with that many drugs on him, right? So that means that there was probable cause to enter his house and search for drugs. So what happened, right? This guy's a professional streamer, right? He streams all the time. So what gave the police the right to go in his house, look for drugs, and they found him and arrested him? I wonder what happened.
If there's a trial, you could give your side of the story and testify, but you also have the right to remain silent. Indeed, you don't have to prove anything, so you don't have to say anything. If you remain silent, the judge can't make a comment about that. The prosecutor can't make a comment about that, nor can the jury take that into consideration. You have a right to confront, challenge, or cross-examine anyone who testifies against your interest.
His pastor told the cops, is this true? His pastor told the cops, allegedly. So, but how did the pastor know what he had in his house? Unless he confessed. Maybe he went to confession and he told his priest, and his priest then told the cops. Huh.
You have a right to call witnesses and the power of subpoena.
By the way, this
You have a
video
right
is
to-
incredibly long. I'm not watching 15 more minutes of it. I'm just trying to figure out, like what is of interest here exactly? I don't know what happens in this arraignment. So I don't actually know.
All of the state's discovery before trial, and including exculpatory information and evidence. And at the end of the day, if you think the court made some mistakes or a jury made some mistakes, you have a right to appeal. Any questions about those rights as I've explained them?
No, Your Honor.
This is a Rule 5 hearing. Sometimes we call it a bail hearing. We'll set this for a Rule 8 hearing. Under the rules, you have right to have that hearing within 14 days of today's hearing, but you could waive that as well, given your right to seek counsel if you so choose. Do you want this scheduled within 14 days, Rule 8?
No, Your Honor, I'd like to waive that. We can combine it into a contested omnibus hearing. That would work.
All right, so for today's purposes, combine Rule 5, Rule 8?
Yes, sir.
So apparently there were 2 hearings,
All
but he
right.
wants to combine them into one super hearing so he doesn't have to do this again. Which, considering the fact that the guy is insanely trolled on the internet, as you can see is happening, I guess that kind of makes sense. That he just wants to get this over with now.
And before you ask for a speedy, you want to hear what the state is requesting as far as release conditions?
Yes, I'd like to hear what the state is requesting.
I didn't say it, but you also have the right to have me read the complaint today.
Right, sir.
All right, very well. Mr. Kornhachi, what is the state requesting as far as release conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting $50,000 unconditional. In the alternative, we would agree to RPR with standard drug conditions, which would include no use, random testing, no use and possession of firearms, contact probation as directed, don't leave the state without permission from the court, remain law-abiding, keep in contact with probation, and other standard conditions.
So $50,000 bond. Then he has to also stay clean. Random drug testing, cannot have a firearm. And that's it. That's all they want. They're not going to give him any jail time. Is that what they're saying?
Mr. Rekieta, any objection to those conditions?
I object to the $50,000 bail. I think it's unduly burdensome and in violation of the Eighth Amendment.
What?
All right, what about the conditions?
Did he say? What did he say? He's rejecting the bail. It's in violation of his 8th Amendment. Is that what he said? His microphone is terrible in this room. You can't hear what he's saying. I can't understand what he said.
Release conditions sound fine.
The release conditions sound fine.
All right, the court will set unconditionally amount of $50,000 cash or bond. Conditionally, you'll be released on your own personal recognizance. In all instances, you need to be law-abiding and show up for all your court appearances. Conditions are as follows.
Okay, there is some confusion in the other chat. I read that as he this is a personal recognizance bond. In other words, he doesn't need to post anything except he has to be subject to the conditions. And he did because he didn't object to the conditions. I think that's what he's doing here. So I don't think he has to post anything. That's the way I read it. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Abstain from the use of alcohol or any mood-altering chemicals not prescribed by your physician. That will be subject to random testing. So the court will order that.
So no alcohol, no drugs, random testing.
You meet with probation upon your release, sign their agreement, and cooperate fully. You are not to possess any weapons, firearms of any nature, or be in the presence of anyone with a firearm or dangerous weapon, and do not leave the state of Minnesota without prior approval of the court. Any questions about those release conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. Did you say 50 or 15,000?
50,000. 50.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let me ask this. Do you still want a speedy omnibus, or can it be scheduled in normal course?
You're scheduled in normal course, Your Honor.
Very well. Madam Clerk, do we have a date for that?
I'm sorry, Judge, I'm just going to interrupt. This is Katie Block, the court administrator. Do you want this next hearing to be in person or remote?
In person.
Thank you for the clarification.
Mr. Rekieta, you said contested, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yes, in person.
All right, I'm bored. That's it. Like, I've seen enough. There's really nothing that we're seeing here. It doesn't. This didn't really add anything, right? It's kind of like, okay. So basically, he got arrested. We don't know the truth because it's not said in this court hearing, right? Or at least what we're watching. We don't know how it led to him being caught with all of this methamphetamine, but he had meth, a firearm, and a kid all in the house at the same time, which is a big no-no. And because of that, he's in big trouble. And it sounds like he's probably going to have to pay a lot of money, and he's going to have his random testing going on for liquor and drugs moving forward. They're going to have a hearing. Like, this isn't even close to being done, correct? Like, there's going to be follow-up hearings and things. Because I wonder if he's going to be like if there's going to be a trial or if he's going to be sentenced to any jail time. It doesn't sound like it though, right? It sounds like those conditions are that he just has to stay clean. And as long as he stays clean, he doesn't have a firearm, he's good, right? From what I can understand, maybe, but again, I don't know anything about this, you know? I don't even know, honestly, I don't know why this was submitted because it's not like I can really add anything to it. I'm not a legal expert or anything like that. If anything, the one thing I got out of it is that literally none of these courts are ready for anything on the internet. None of them should have it because they all just act like it's just going to be fine. And then trolls start going in and mess it all up. Like, this is a crappy shit show. The fucking noise keeps going off. People are fucking, insulting the guy, Nick. It's like, geez, I thought this was a professional court hearing, right? And I've had some experience with this 4 years ago myself, right? It's ridiculous. Okay, so I'm being told those are his bail conditions. The court case is ongoing. The maximum sentence he can be sentenced to is 25 years for the drug charges. But basically, the way for him to stay out of jail is for him to give those conditions, and then he's out on bail until his court proceedings. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. All right. I don't know why that was really submitted. Sadly, there's not much I can really add to it. I have nothing to say. I don't know anything about it. I wish him the best and his family. It's awful that this has happened. Obviously. And a lot of people love it when people get into awful places, right? They want to dance on the grave. They want to revel in the downfall of others. And a lot of people have said to me, Bill, aren't you happy that this has happened to him because he covered your bankruptcy and said awful things about you during your bankruptcy? No, absolutely not. I wish him the best. I hope that he recovers. I hope that he comes back clean, sober, and that him and his family have a great life. That's what I wish for them. I don't want anything bad to happen to people. It's ridiculous, right? People just want to see other people have downfalls on the internet. It's messed up. I don't support that whatsoever. So I don't cover shit like this. The only reason I'm watching this is because it was submitted. And again, I don't really know what you expected to hear from me or get out of this because I don't want people to be hurt. I want people to have good, happy lives, you know? I really hope that he turns things around and that I wish him the best. All right? There you go. All right. That's this part of DSP versus the internet. Let's split it and we'll come back with more Ultra member submissions. I do believe that the clips coming up are much shorter. So, all right. See you in the next part.